investors shift their focus to today's 81 billion naira T-bills auction for the bond side. Minimal trades are seen across the belly and long-tenured bonds. Daniel Afolabi, Treasury Team Member at Access Bank, joins me now for more market movements. Daniel, thanks a lot for joining us on the show today. Now, walk us through some of the bid and offer quotes we've seen so far unfold this week.
Hi, David. Thanks for having me. Sorry, can you repeat that question?
Yes, I'm saying that walk us through some of the highlights of the bid and offers we are seeing unfold, the quotes we've seen so far across the T-bills and then the bond market this week.
Okay, so this week has been quite interesting. In the beginning of the week, we had about over 600 billion markets was in repo. Yesterday, that's increased to about 773 billion. However, we're just getting to this figure and we realized that the market has actually improved. Liquidity in the market has improved to from 773 billion repo to about 300 billion in repo. So, but as the day progresses, we are going to actually find out what caused the significant improvement in the market. The overnight and OPR rate remains at around 32%. On the FX market, we started the week at about 1630 for the NAFEX and also 1635 for the NAFEM, thereabout. Yesterday, we saw the CBN came to the market to sell about $50 million to a number of banks at around 1540. That actually brought down the NAFEM rate to about 1571 as at yesterday. For the T-bills market as well, we continue to see the similar trend, whereby the mid rate is actually trading a little bit higher at 20, whereby the long end is trading at about 19%.
Sure. For
the bonds market as well, we have we've had an inverted curve for a very long time, where you have the 2029 trading at around 20 levels, and then you have the 2050s trading at around 17 levels. And just like you said today, we had an auction of about 81 billion where the DM was selling across all maturities. We're going to be expecting the results later today as well.
Well, if you were to give us an insight into subscription volumes allotment, this is a smaller size definitely compared to other T-bills auction we've had so far. And I was also having a conversation with Victor earlier on, talking about the attractiveness of our market and unpacking the capital importation report for the second quarter of this year. But let's talk about subscription levels and how attractive investors are still looking at the market.
So you'd see that there's a difference in the rate on the NTB and on the OMO auction. So you notice that we had an OMO auction sometimes last week, October 3rd, and the DMO actually sold about 700 billion in that market. And it's really because that is actually selling at around 24 for the long end. So investors are quite, they understand the difference in both markets, and they are playing in which of the auctions that they believe that they can get a better yield.
And we still also see the CBN active in the FX market. Walk us through how we might likely also see the Naira swing. That was a conversation I also had with Victor earlier on, and he says, well, it's quite difficult. We are still asking the question, where lies the fair value of the local currency? What are the determining factors of this swing against the greenback? For you now, where should we expect the Naira to possibly settle?
No, so I mean, it's an interesting conversation, just like you said. If you look at the trend over the past few months, you'd see that the central bank has been actively intervening in the market, and that anytime they come into the market, you see that at least market participants now understand that time and time again we see the central bank coming in. They also sell in the market to willing participants, right? So for example, they did that again yesterday. We might likely see them again today. So the trend is there in terms of like the central bank actually selling in the market. The market is also more liquid than it used to be in the past. So in terms of where the Naira would settle, I think we would need to look further into the year and see exactly what kind of levels we're seeing. We're currently at 1571. Last week we were around 1630, 1640 levels. So I mean, we're again seeing downward trend, meaning that the Naira is appreciating. Will that remain so? I mean, it's for us to keep checking and to see that.
Well, we'll definitely keep our fingers crossed to see how that also continues to swing. Thanks, Daniel, for your time. That was Daniel Afolabi, Treasury Team Member at Access Bank.